Сейчас посмотрим, что за игра. В чате всем пока видно, это значит продолжить. Понятно. Да. Здорово. Че? Да, уже бегу, волосы назад, блядь. Шнурки завязаны, блядь. Ну и че? Я понял. Ладно, давай. Тём! Тёма, а слышь, форма одежды какая?
Форма одежды, тройка. Носит, короче, брюки.
Пошел нахер, блядь, я тебя нормально спросил.
Да не надо приезжать, я просто подъебался чуть-чуть.
Сука.
Я, Дима, тоже, знаешь, мальчишка, не второй игрой, практически.
Понятно.
Короче, я на работе. Все, хочешь приезжай, хочешь нет.
Да вот, ну, понятно. Ты типа курируешь, да?
Ну, типа, да. Короче, я за главного.
Понятно. Ну ладно, если что, звони. А ты вообще, ты на обед ходил-то?
Куда?
На обед.
Ну, конечно, да. Давай тогда там, меня жди, подъеду.
Хорошо, давай.
Там, 20 работы, я подъеду.
Ага, давай. Так. Подвигайте курсор, просто как он прям такой вид. Щелкните правой кнопкой мыши несколько раз для того, чтобы подумать о чем-то. 2 раза щелкнуть. Куда ты пошел, блядь? Сам что ли? Да, чтобы увидеть все интересное места персонажей выхода, нажмите и удерживайте среднюю кнопку мыши или нажмите и удержите пробел. Мыши для взаимодействия. Инструмент. Ты уже взял, блин. Что спрашиваешь? Так, содержимое вашего инвентаря отображается в левой нижней части экрана. Взял. Каркуля. Для выбора ответа на левую кнопку мыши, позднее в игре вы сможете попускать или прокидывать левую кнопку мыши. Ваши привлеченные дочери. Дочери? Помахать. Здорово. Хотите промолчать, дождитесь, пока истечет время отсчета. Пошли. Че? Куда идем? Когда ваш код принимает такой вид, чтобы использовать другую область для скрытого перемещения, должен чем-то на выход. Плохо переместился. В принципе, ничего сложного.
This should do. How do you feel?
Опа.
Can't complain. After all, there's a cozy tree in my back.
I promise, this will be the last fire. After tonight, it won't be trees anymore, but walls and a roof. In Shiring, I will find a job.
What if the bishop wants to hire you for life? To keep his palace in shape, maybe strengthen the town's defenses. Plain things, Tom Builder. Just walls and roofs.
There. Took me a lifetime to find some dry ones in this wet. Why didn't we just use your staff? That old thing would have done nicely.
Because that thing is precious. It's not made to burn. And we might be able to sell it. Right, now let's see if this does the trick.
Жечь огонь. Так.
Martha, you want to cut up some turnips? We'll be making soup.
If it helps.
Alfred, you go and look for water.
We could just eat snow.
No, it'll be proper water for my family. You sit, I'll take care of it.
You still haven't answered my question, Tom Builder. What if the bishop offered you a job like they did in Exeter? Something that is beneath your craft, but pays for a lifetime. Easy work.
Well, building something is never easy.
You know what I mean. After Exeter, you said I could create something that matters, something that stands for eternity, or I could die setting up houses and sheds. But what if houses and sheds would feed your family? Would you stay this time, or would you keep on looking?
Останешь, конечно, ради семьи.
I'd be glad to stay.
Would you now? Just promise me you'll think about it.
Я так понял, ты архитектора с заскоками, который хочет строить или строитель. Вы получили ключевой предмет. Можно использовать так же, как и обычный предмет. Используйте.
Maybe we can sell the baby.
Alfred!
I'm joking. Don't listen to me.
Тема связана с
Stupid snow. Why did it have to come down just now?
Should never have left.
Well, we're here now. Guess there's no use complaining. Can you see the sun yet?
No, but Martha...
Don't distract me. I'm working.
Там получит инструмент в качестве профессионального удара. Он используется при закладке ног постройки. У тени показывает время и помогает понять, где восток, куда сюда должно. Вторая часть церкви. Короче, при строительстве помогает.
hungry?
I'm fine.
Too hard for my fist, but my pot should break it. Houses and sheds. Oh. Walls and roofs. I'd be glad. I should be glad.
Tom, what's keeping you? And did you think about what I asked you?
I might never build a cathedral.
Is that so bad?
Why is a cathedral so special?
Well, you've seen a few. You should know.
Yes, but there are so many already. Why do you have to build another one? Is it because God needs more houses?
May I?
If you must.
Well. Actually, a cathedral isn't so different from any other house. It always starts simple, with some walls.
And on top of that, you put a roof.
Very good. A roof to keep off the rain, and walls to keep up the roof. Together that makes one big, long, but dark room. Like a cave. So of course you may want some light coming in.
Windows.
Right. So the people inside can see what they're doing.
I think you forgot something. People can't get in if there are only walls.
Конечно, двери. Давай, что ты предложишь?
So, what do you suggest?
Doors, of course.
Right. And not only doors, but a big and impressive one to let in as many people as possible. By now, we've carved quite a few holes in our cathedral. Unfortunately, not every building can carry a roof like that and have so many windows.
So what do we do?
Good and solid work. That's what we do. If we don't want our cave to collapse, we have to make everything perfect. Not only strong, but consistent and perfectly even. The walls, the roof, the windows, everything perfectly proportioned.
You shouldn't say big words like proportioned when talking to a child.
What does it mean?
It means beauty. Well, it means not only will it keep them dry, give them hope. Agnes?
Эй, что, рожаешь, что ли? Ой,
The baby is coming.
But it's not due. Have your waters broken yet?
Soon after we started walking this morning.
You should have told me.
I'm so tired. I don't believe I can bring it into the world.
Well, look at all the blood.
Right, what can I do to help?
Cover me.
Will she die? She'll die, right?
эй.
Mama.
What else can I do?
Give the children something to do.
Remember when Martha was born and the Lady Isabella acted as midwife?
You were building a chapel, and you asked her to send her maid to fetch the midwife from the village.
Yeah, and she said, that drunken old witch will let her deliver a literal wolfhound pups. And she took us to our own chamber, and poor Lord Robert could not go to bed until Martha was born.
But why are you talking about that now? She's bleeding.
Так, а детей куда-то отправить? Дети, что здесь еще? О, бач, укрытие.
Let me cover you. Children? Martha? Go and collect more wood. Let's have a bigger fire.
Let me do it. I'm quicker than her.
No, let me do it.
Alfred постарше.
Alfred is faster. He has to do it.
But I want to help too.
Collect some reeds and make me 2 lengths of string, each big enough for a necklace.
What for?
You'll see. What else can I do?
I put more wood on the fire.
Can you feel the warmth?
Yes. Oh, your hands are cold.
I could warm them for you.
No. Stay here. Please. It's not long now. Be ready.
What else can I do?
Just stay with me.
Да здесь я куда уйду?
I'm here with you.
I know. It's coming. Help me, Tom. It's coming.
I can see it.
Неужели умрет?
It looks horrible.
Грустно.
He's
Начало.
perfect. A perfect boy.
Какой страшный пацан. Что-то крови до хера.
You're still bleeding.
It's all right. It will stop soon. Tom,
Yes?
Thank you for being my midwife. Do you remember the night I came to you? In your lodge? When you were working on my father's church?
Of course. How could I ever forget?
I never regretted giving myself to you. Never. For one moment. Every time I think of that
Сейчас
night,
такое
I feel
обсуждать при
so glad.
детях,
Me
такая
too.
жопа.
I hope you build your cathedral.
I thought you were against it.
I was. But I was wrong. You deserve something beautiful. Build a beautiful cathedral. Beautiful cathedral. For me.
Умерла, что ли?
Papa, what's wrong with her face?
Agnes. Agnes, wake up.
Ну, всего ничего. Должен быть южно сказать, что сложно время рода. Как ему того все же помог? Или это все равно так и было?
The year of our Lord 1135 had come to an end. King Henry of England, son of William the Conqueror, had died. It was a time of poverty and death. In their despair, some had come to believe Christ and all his saints had gone to sleep, and that the pillars of the earth themselves had begun to crumble. Brother Paul? Hello.
О, нифига,
just
откуда
crossed the
ты
bridge,
вылез?
right? That'll be a farthing for you and a penny for your horse.
Monks and villagers don't have to pay a toll.
Sorry, I'm not good at this. I told Brother Paul. It's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
It is not much, but I can share this with you. I hope now it will be easier for you to fulfill your duties.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Will you take care of my horse, brother? I've come to see Prior James.
Prior James? That's him the bells are tolling for. Leave the horse here. I'll get it down to the priory later. Fish should go nicely with that cheese.
What? Why are they ringing the bells?
Don't you know? The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
Меняется минута.
Huh. Why did they lock it? Maybe the side entrance is open.
When he opened the sixth seal, I looked, and behold, there was a
Что
great
происходит?
earthquake, and the sun became
Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness. The pestilence that rode in on the lightning that struck our cathedral 4 years ago. Did you not all feel its presence here ever since? James did, and I did as well. But the Lord says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Our beloved Prior James has served the Lord all his life. He shall be delivered from the darkness, from this dark earth.
Prior James?
Philip.
Francis?
Shh. For many years, James has been our prior. After the upcoming election, I vow to lead Kingsbridge Priory with the same steady hand. Amen.
На гондона ты похож, блин. Правильно будет.
Philip, we told your brother you'd come to Kingsbridge New Year's Day.
I did not expect to see you here.
I was on my way back to Gloucester and wanted to see you.
A priest working in the world of politics. You must tell us about it, Francis.
Of course.
And his brother a prior of what now? 2 years?
It's been 4 years, Cuthbert.
I see. How are things in St. John in the Forest, Philip?
Our little cell is happy and healthy.
Happy and healthy. Thanks to your brother, Francis, St. John in the Forest is prospering. His novices are obedient, his monks humble and pious, while our own priory is in such a sorry state.
You know James did the best he could. It was not his fault. Also, they make a remarkable cheese in St. John's. Come by the kitchen later to see us, will you?
Brother Cuthbert seemed upset.
Well, we all are. The way James died was disturbing.
Disturbing? How did Prior James die?
7 days ago, Brother Remigius found James's room empty. We all looked for him for hours. Then we found his footprints by the bridge and a hole in the ice.
Oh no.
No.
In the small hours of Christmas Day, he must have walked out on the river. We didn't even find his body. The river took him, and the cold.
I will pray for James. See me when you have time, Philip. I will be in the cathedral.
And I should go and see how Brother Cuthbert is doing. It's good to see you, Philip. Maybe things will get better after the chapter elects the new prior.
Hopefully. I will come by the kitchen later, Milius.
So what do you think it means?
I don't know.
There is no reason to punish us for asking. At least it wasn't Remigius who punished us.
Brother Marcus said he's taking a beating now once a week.
Have you seen my brother, Francis?
The priest working for Robert of Gloucester? He's your brother? Your family?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he went into the cathedral, I believe. He did. I saw him.
Thank you. You are very helpful.
Next time, ask him. No, you said you know him.
My hand would fit in there. But why should I soil my sleeve? Reaching in there will not repair these walls. I'm happy to see you, little brother.
It's good to see you too, Philip. Your hair is starting to get a bit grey.
Yours isn't. At least in this one case, I will be the one to boldly charge ahead of you.
You've always been bold. You just don't admit it to yourself.
Francis, what are you doing here?
King Henry is dead.
I know. Word reached St. John's shortly before I left.
First the king, and now Prior James.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
What?
Что за дьявол?
Just something I heard. Something foolish.
And yet, these are dark times indeed. King Henry's death caused quite a commotion in the world of politics. There will be war.
If only we could stop the suffering.
Maybe we can. I came not just to meet you. I was sent to look for a messenger of my lord, Earl Robert.
Here? In Kingsbridge?
Farmers said the messenger was heading for Kingsbridge 2 weeks ago. The knight was carrying a confidential document that might change the course of the conflict. People here trust you. Maybe the monks here know something?
We will find him.
One more thing. No one can know why we're looking for the knight.
About that knight.
He was carrying an important... You have to find... Thank you for your help.
How could I not?
I knew
I wonder, Francis, how much of your work is...
all of it. But Earl Robert is not a pious man. I try to guide him as best I can. But I cannot change what he has me writing or reading.
Так, ну чё, ходить сейчас узнавать.
To give a sermon here. On a holy day, it could reach so many.
Так. Ну-ка посмотрим, что вам. Здесь наверное все закрыто, да?
Locked.
Угу. Так, куда еще можем пойти? Там нахуй.
Marcus is our brother too. No. That's why I feel sorry for him.
Brothers, have you two heard about a knight visiting Kingsbridge?
The Earl of Shiring was here, and some of his knights.
And many other nobles at Christmas.
It would have been a lone rider, a messenger.
I don't think so.
If someone had come to Kingsbridge, Brother Paul would have seen him.
Brother Paul went back out to his toll hut.
I see. Thank you.
Ага, ты этот, который бачил-то.
Next time, ask him.
No, you said you know him.
What we have to ask ourselves is, can our Saint Adolphus still protect Kingsbridge in these dark times?
He couldn't protect Prior James. Ever since that lightning struck the cathedral, he wasn't the same.
When you take over my position as sacrist, you should implore the bishop to send us a new relic. By then I'll be sub-prior. The new prior and I will support you in this.
A new relic might also attract more pilgrims.
Philip of Gwynedd, I wanted to talk to you. How dare you disturb Brother Remigius' requiem?
I'm afraid the choir is waiting for me.
Stay, brother. There's no reason you shouldn't hear what Philip has to say for himself.
Так кто такой вообще?
I was shocked by the prior's death.
We all were. I'm sure at St. John's you're a good prior, but here we adhere to the rules.
You mentioned a new prior.
The election will be held in a few days, when we all convene for the chapter meeting.
Brother Andrew, have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
Aside from the ones that visited for Christmas? No. If there had been an official guest, I would know. And no one stayed at our guest house.
Let us continue this conversation later.
Of course. There's a lot of planning for me to do for the upcoming election.
Ты дерзкий какой, а?
At least it wasn't Remigius who punished us. Brother Marcus said he's taking a beating now once a week.
Кажется. Ну, конечно, на кладбище. Все же могила, дом приора. Дом приора, это никуда я хотел? А, это капитул. Блядь, только запомнишься. Естественно.
Brother Ronaldus, how are you?
Huh? What?
How are you? Are you well?
Oh, Brother Philip. Yes, I am well. It's just that the dead won't stay in the ground.
Why?
What? The dead. It's probably those badgers always digging up the graves.
My father gave the Priory a good deal of land to keep me fed. I won't eat salted fish all day.
Me neither.
Shall we go into the cellar again tonight?
Yes, Brother Marcus. You still have old Cuthbert's keys?
Indeed I do. I hid them right in the church. Stuffed them in the large crack in the wall.
I could do some crack stuffing myself.
I bet you could.
Трещину я видел. Ладно, мы вернемся дальше. Там приора сходим.
I asked not to be disturbed.
Brother Remigius, I'm sorry I interrupted your service.
You mean Prior James's service?
Quite so. I heard he fell through the ice. Horrible.
Yes. I was the one who found his rosary by the river. Now let me continue my work.
Did a knight come to Kingsbridge within the last few weeks?
Of course. Even the bishop and the earl were here for the Christmas service. I held the sermon.
And the week before?
That week I was not here. Andrew Sacrist and I travelled to Shiring to hire cooks and buy food for our guests.
I see.
Что ты смерти херней попахивает?
Why would Prior James walk out onto the river at night?
He was chased.
От какой погони?
By whom?
The accuser.
But why would the devil be chasing him?
Better to not get involved in all this.
За бред.
Don't you have your own priory cell to run?
Что вы скрываете, господа?
Believe the devil killed the prior?
Some of the brothers do, and I respect their beliefs. May never know what happened, and that's that. Now let me get back to my work.
Marcus is our brother too.
No. I heard it, I'm sure.
There was something. He's right.
Now stop it. Concentrate.
There it was again.
The novice said he hid the keys in here. They're here. I have them. No, I'll stay down here.
No
I'm not good with heights.
Now we sing.
Are you sure you heard something?
You seem troubled, brother.
They won't sing. It's Adolphus.
There was nothing, believe me.
I heard him crying in the crypt. I think I heard him too.
No, you are mistaken.
It sounded like a whip, like he was chastising himself. It's the end of days.
Brother Philip, please help me. Prove to them that there is nothing and no one down there.
Yes, I'm sure.
Ну, пойдем
It
посмотрим.
was nothing. Calm down and concentrate.
Что здесь и убить могут? Что?
Let's see what we can find. No reason to be afraid. Nothing. These old cathedrals are bound to make strange. Thought so. Nothing here. Even if it is Adolphus, we would have to welcome him. Nothing here. The saint rests in peace. Hello? Ah!
И что это такое?
What is that? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?
Ворон, может, какой?
What is that? It's the size of a child. Hello?
А,
Oh,
филин, ёпта.
an owl. Just an owl.
Тварь.
The choir will be relieved to know that. I should tell them. The brothers did hear some.
Там шипишь. Что тебе крошек дать? Будешь?
I think I heard it again.
There is no need to worry, brothers. Adolphus is resting in peace. It was just an owl.
I told you it was nothing.
God bless you, Brother Philip.
I knew I heard something.
Now, be silent, concentrate, and...
This priory is so much bigger than our small cell in the forest.
Так, появилась... Ага, во. Теперь я могу ходить здесь. Или просто он помечает. Ну-ка, кухня. А, не. Поляна. Просто помечает и все. Так, здесь я был. В крипте был. Собор, кладбище, река. Собрание. Здесь не было. И кухня не было. полностью выдал уши. Так, я понял. Так.
So what do you think it
Ну
means?
здесь заходил.
I don't know.
Так. Послал приезжать. Пойдемте на кухню посмотрим, что там.
Philip, Brother Milius.
Come. Warm yourself by the oven.
Is that Philip? Tell him to warm himself by the oven.
Thank you, Brother Cuthbert.
Так, что здесь? Горошек. Выход, кухонный опер.
You keep everything nice and tidy around here, Milius.
It's not easy. This morning one of my ladles broke. That's never a good sign. Everything is falling apart.
Здесь по виду, что все разваливается нафиг.
Milius, why do you keep a beautiful pot like this around?
Oh, it reminds me that we should strive for order and beauty. I started collecting some seeds and nuts because I wanted to start a new garden.
A good idea.
I never got around to collecting more, though. If you find some, let me know.
Ah, wonderful.
I always put some extra stones on the stove to warm up water. Put one in your pocket, and you'll keep warm.
Oh? Ouch!
Careful, they're hot.
Ouch!
Ай,
Don't do that, you'll...
ну-ка.
Nice and warm, and I didn't burn my hands, Milius.
I knew you could do it.
Are you looking for special?
Well, I think we should grow a tree. Chestnut.
Hard at work, as usual, Milius?
I have to serve salt fish 6 times a week now.
We hear you have fresh fish every day at your cell in the forest.
Every other day, we even have poultry.
You have done wonderful work at St. John's, Philip. We, on the other hand, had a weak prior for 13 years. May the Lord rest his soul. What you worked hard for at St. John's is wasted here in the mother house.
After the election, the new prior ought to put things right.
Remigius? Put things right.
Ну, мне не нравится он такой.
Would vote for Remigius? He would be no better than Prior James.
He is the sub-prior, and he made promises to some of the brothers, like the sacrist. He's about to burn all the books and documents in the prior's room, including the priory's ledgers.
Remigius says James asked for everything to be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
What? Without the ledgers, the priory's finances will be beyond saving. Was no one else nominated?
Only Cuthbert.
I refuse. I'm too old.
No one else dares to follow in Prior James's footsteps. Not since he began talking to the devil. What? One day he started talking to the devil, as if they were standing side by side. He was bargaining with the devil for his soul, whispering about his sins.
His sins? Did you see a knight in Kingsbridge?
You mean, aside from the nobles attending the Christmas service? No, I don't remember any knights visiting us.
We'll talk more later. Brother Cuthbert.
Ah, we were waiting for you. I hope you brought some of that wonderful cheese you make at St. John's.
I gave it to one of your novices.
Why would you do that?
He said it's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
Greedy brother Marcus.
You are too trusting, Philip.
Brother Cuthbert, you seem worried.
Prior James was a kind man, but the priory is in a terrible state, Philip.
Philip knows. He was just too kind to say anything.
Yes, I know. I wanted to use my New Year's visit to talk with Prior James about these matters.
We should be rich. The priory has much land and collects from many parish churches. But we are in debt. Our novices steal from us, Philip.
The novices are stealing?
Yes, someone took my keys. Remigius blames me for losing them. But someone used them to steal food from the cellar, more than once. Today I found something missing.
Cuthbert, I believe I found your keys.
Where did you find them?
The thief hid them in the cathedral.
That is a sacrilege. Will you report the thief to Remigius, Brother Philip?
I will think about it.
Keep them until we know what to do, will you?
Да сдам, конечно, говорю.
Has there been a night to Kingsbridge recently?
Ты сушь сожрал моя.
Milius, wasn't there a poor soul found dead before Christmas?
I don't know if he was a knight.
He was put to rest in the cemetery.
The cemetery? That was the right thing to do. Let us continue another time, brother.
Of course.
Здесь на каждом месте своя карта, да? Перемещаться. возвращаться в музей. Конечно, пишу. Чё там воняет? Это вот этот, наверное, свежего могила. Надо поговорить с этим.
Rotten edges. We used to eat them. Now, they're eating us.
Так, ладно.
Say, has there been a night?
A night? A night? Yes. He's here. Right here.
Do you know who he was? How did he die?
Brother Paul found him.
Where is Paul?
Down at the bridge, freezing his walnuts off, I reckon. He talked to him. I only put him in the ground.
Сейчас, бля, окажется эти бумаги.
It's all I ever do.
Do you have any idea what the knight was doing here?
Главного, а главного...
Probably tried to jump off the end of the world.
What do you mean?
There is nothing here. Kingsbridge lies at the end of the road. Nobody comes here.
Пойдем, сдадим этих. Сожрал сырую.
What is it? Can you not see that I'm working?
Brother Marcus stole Cuthbert's keys.
Brother Marcus. I will deal with him. Theft is something we cannot take lightly.
About the keys that were stolen by Brother Marcus.
I will deal with him.
Ключи, наверное, отдать мне.
It's getting cold. When will these novices learn to close the door?
Brother Cuthbert.
Philip.
Не надо ключи давать.
I will leave you to...
Ладно, пойдем про рыцаря спросим, что он там. Как он умер. Так. Деревня. Дорога на север. Здание возле поля. деревне все. Я просто прохожу.
I'm sure there was someone moved, but most houses are empty.
Все пустое, все разваливается. Так, дорога на юг. А, ну вот. Сюда и надо, да? А здесь что? Поляна. А, да, не, ладно, потом придем. А мертвого рыцаря спросить. Здесь умер этот.
James, I pray for you that when he will look upon you with Brother Paul?
Philip. Ouch.
Here.
Согрейся.
Oh. Ouch. Oh. A hot stone. It's a mercy, Philip. Thank you.
Remigius should give you a fire, or not have you sit here at all.
I don't really mind. Winter is bound to end sometime. Philip, if you ever run into trouble with Remigius, be careful to answer him. Do not stay silent.
Silent?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. He becomes weak and defensive. It's not fitting for a sub-prior, let alone prior.
What did you say again about Remigius's...
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't... It's not fitting for a sub...
Я понял.
What's wrong with your foot, Brother Paul?
Oh, just a chilblain. It will ease when the spring comes, and the hot stone really helps.
Весна придет, замерз.
You should have a fire.
It's all right. It's not that cold.
Don't take it lightly. Many will die this winter for lack of food or shelter.
Remigius thinks the Lord is testing us. Only the sinners perish.
No, the poor perish, and those that he has freezing out here.
Don't say anything to Remigius, will you? If he thinks I've been complaining, he'll be displeased.
Have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
A knight? Yes. He was just lying by the road, just a mile away from the priory. He must have fallen from his horse.
Where is he now?
He died. We buried him in the cemetery.
Did he have a name? Did he say anything?
He could not speak. But the look in his eyes told me he was afraid. I held his hand and prayed with him while he died.
Did the knight have anything with him?
There was a letter. I gave it to Prior James.
It's
Remigius
a
will
knowledge.
probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. James insisted that all his books and documents shall be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
I heard about this. I think that would be unwise.
Sometimes I wonder if it was because of that letter. A few days later, Prior James fell through the ice. Right here, Philip. Maybe I brought a curse on Kingsbridge.
Мне кажется, этот...
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Have faith in the Lord, Brother Paul. You did well.
Thank you, Philip.
Было письмо. А, с братом надо поговорить.
Philip, have you found something yet?
Not yet. I will see what I can do.
Как?
The letter is probably in the prior's room. But the sub-prior is going to burn all of James's documents.
What? We cannot allow that to happen. Do you hear?
Of course not.
At least it wasn't Remigius who punished us.
I would like to take a look at Prior James's documents.
And why is that, Brother Philip?
Well, our little cell has given much to the Mother House. I would like to ensure that all is accounted for.
So you do not trust us, Philip, is that it?
The state of this priory...
The state of this priory is the concern of the Prior of Kingsbridge.
I still would like to see the prior's documents.
They will be burned tonight.
I heard about that.
It was Prior James's last wish. I'm following his request.
But the new prior will be lost without the ledgers and contracts.
After the election, I'll be the new prior.
For now, you are not. Only the chapter meeting can decide on these matters.
Of course. Brother Andrew will surely understand why you would go against James's last request.
About the...
Oh, talk to Brother Andrew. He will be just as pleased as... Now leave.
Вот сучок, а?
Do you ever think of running?
You are Philip of Gwynedd?
Yes, but...
You see? Told you he wouldn't mind.
Yes.
How about you ask him?
I already asked Brother Andrew.
That doesn't count. He wouldn't answer.
If you promise to lower your voices...
Oh, of course.
We promise.
Brother Milius told us you know the scripture very well. Could you tell us about God's temple?
Brother Andrew wouldn't tell us.
Must be a place. cathedral.
That's probably what the guest master was talking about.
If you do something to a cathedral, it would be a sin.
Andrew wouldn't tell you. Why?
He got very angry with us.
We had to say the Lord's Prayer 150 times.
Each of us is God's temple, for he created us.
The guest master said Prior James destroyed God's temple.
And that you'll go to hell.
Блин, я бы, конечно, сказал. Хер его видно. Только не делиться с ним ничем. Мне кажется, это гнида его убила.
For a self-murderer, there is no salvation.
What if the devil takes our souls too?
Commit yourselves to God. Be humble and pious. Be without sin. God's grace will not allow the devil to lay hand on any of you. Prior James will face judgment. It is between him and God. Do not be afraid.
No, Brother Philip.
Thank you, Brother Philip.
Brother Andrew.
What is it now?
I am looking for a document that was in the possession of Prior James.
How does that relate to my tasks?
We can't allow Prior James's books to be burned.
That, Philip, was Prior James's wish.
This priory is in debt. And without the ledgers and documents, that will never change. Besides, the wisdom in his books is priceless.
It is not up to you to make decisions in this priory, Brother Philip.
Do not domineer over those in your charge, but be an example to the flock.
1 Peter chapter 5. You are right. You shall argue your case in front of the brothers in a chapter meeting today.
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
When I'm done here, I will tell all the monks to come to the chapter house.
Would it help if I went and told some of them?
Feel free to do that. But I insist that the choir finishes practicing before we start. They're already behind schedule.
Все эти молодые тоже, блядь. Их не так много здесь и видел.
So, again, we're all God's temple. All of us.
There will be a chapter meeting in a...
Oh, yes, we will be there.
Так.
Because God created us in his image.
Brother Arnaldus, there's a chapter meeting today.
Today, I'll be there. Wouldn't miss that.
A waste of time.
С ними не надо, значит. Так, кто еще? А, на кухне, точно. А, я тому старику скажу сначала.
There there will be a chapter meeting soon.
Ah, thank you for letting me know, Philip. Remember my advice about rummaging.
Помню. Молчать. Так, еще кухня осталась. Угу.
There will be a chapter meeting.
You convinced Andrew? Miracles do happen. We will be there. You have our support.
Так, день в любом отделе. Да.
There will be a chapter.
Excellent. I can't wait to see you and Ruby. Brother Cuthbert, do not worry. We are on your...
Ну все, вроде всех позвал. Этих не позвал.
Brother Andrew has arranged a meeting.
Yes, please go ahead. We will be there.
That's why we can all pray to him.
The choir has finished singing. The cantor should find time now. Are you ready for the chapter meeting, Brother Philip? If you have any other business to take care of in Kingsbridge, do it now. The meeting could take a long time.
Давайте сохраним все, наверное.
I'm not ready yet.
Let me know. We must begin.
Чтобы не поставолоситься.
The chapter, the day. If there are other problems you...
The chapter meeting is more important. And this is why Prior James's wish must not be honoured. Kingsbridge Priory would be beyond saving without financial records.
I think we have all understood the reason for your concern, Brother Philip. But before we come to a decision, let us hear other voices of concern.
I would like to know why you would doubt the wisdom in Prior James's decision.
Maybe you didn't know him as well as we did, Philip. I can say I knew him well. We all here knew him. So did you know him? What are you trying to achieve with your silence? You waste our time.
I say he knew him well.
James was the one who asked Philip to take care of St. John in the Forest.
One of the most prosperous cells in all of Shiring, if not England.
It was a wise decision then.
But his last wish was not. Well, was it? What are you waiting for? Answer me.
Ну этот, мне же говорил, типа, молчать, он его раздражает. Ну попробуем помолчать.
Your silence is offensive. You came to talk, so talk.
Prior James was a troubled man.
Yes, he left the priory in the dead of night.
God was testing Prior James.
I say the devil chased him. Do you doubt that? Do you doubt that, Philip? Surely you must have an answer. I know because Prior James confided in me.
Блять, до конца буду молчать.
Prior James will face judgment. It is between him and God.
Don't speak for him. He hasn't answered any of my questions.
The novices would be better advised not to speak up.
Philip is a good man. He was the only one to say I should have a fire.
But did he do anything besides talk?
Yes, he brought me a hot stone.
That's our Philip.
But why don't you tell us the real reason you have come before us? You not only came to save these books, you have another motivation, do you not? We deserve the truth. What are your true intentions?
Интересно. Это что-то
Let me answer.
No. Why is he not answering any of my questions? Tell him, all of you, tell him to answer me.
Calm down, Remigius. Philip has said what he had to say.
Why is no one listening to me?
Look around you. This priory is in a sorry state. Please vote to save the prior's documents from the fire. It's the only way to help this priory.
I say we leave the decision not up to a vote, but to Remigius.
That is against the rules.
Is it? He will be our new prior in a few days. Cuthbert declined, do you not remember?
I remember well. And I say no one in Kingsbridge is better suited for prior than Remigius.
Well, thank you, brother.
Unfortunately, not.
That's true.
Hear, hear.
I wonder why Cuthbert declined. Surely not.
That said, there is someone not from our priory, someone better suited. I nominate Philip of Gwynedd to be the new prior of Kingsbridge. What do you say, Philip?
I can't disagree with that.
Well, yes, obviously, my choice.
Excellent choice.
What about Remigius?
That's surprising.
Great idea. Philip.
Brother Philip, do you accept the nomination?
Thank you for your kind offer, but we would not want to impose on you, Brother Remigius.
Oh, but I insist. I will help you.
No, you really must not. We will see you later. Thank you. We don't have much time. Evening Mass will begin soon.
Should I not have accepted the nomination?
You've never been good at saying no. And Milius is right. Kingsbridge needs you.
What about St. John's?
I will ride there tomorrow. I will let them know you will be staying in Kingsbridge for a few days. Thanks to you, these documents and books will not be burned. Now, we have to find that letter.
You truly think the letter can help prevent a war?
If the message says what I think it says, then yes, I do. Now, let us look for the letter.
Иди искать. Почка, дощечка. Ну давай с края начнем.
The handwriting on this tablet is hardly... Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. Did Prior James write this?
Let's continue looking.
А ты что не ищешь? Ты бочку посмотри.
James spent much time writing in the last 10 years. Instead of a prior, he became more of a recluse.
That is what you monks do, isn't it?
It used to be. Francis, I think I found it.
In the Bible?
Revelations, the Apocalypse of St. John. And they called to the mountains and rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand?" The Lamb? What was James afraid of? Was it this letter?
No, the letter is still sealed. Break the seal.
Ну, говорит, что там в письме? Письмо подтвердит, да. Благодарю. Мы зайти до этого назначенный день. Мы будем готовы пролить кровь во имя королем. Я со своими людьми выступлю против Стефана Бала. Если мы не развяжем войну, мы лишь разожжем ее пламя. Стефан и все, те, кто поклялся ему верность, сам развел войну в тот день, когда был дочь короля Генри. День, когда Стефан захватил трон.
Oh, this is it. You found it.
The Earl of Shiring is about to start a war.
Yes. He's made contact with my own master, Earl Robert of Gloucester.
Who is this King Stephen that has taken the throne?
A nephew of King Henry. Do you ever think of the day our parents died?
Francis, you know I don't like to talk of that.
I know. It's just that I think of them all the time. And I've always blamed King Henry. The church suffered under his rule as much as we did in Wales. Philip, you have to show this letter to the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
Почему я-то?
Why
Сам
me?
ты не можешь?
Because you have to. There's no other way. Our late King Henry was opposed to Rome's influence in England. King Stephen, on the other hand, swore to preserve the rights and privileges of the church, and we can help him if you tell the bishop to protect Stephen.
You want the bishop to help the new king, King Stephen?
I want a king who supports the church. I want these dark times to end. I want to stop the Earl of Shiring from starting a war. He could set the whole of England on fire. My lord the Earl of Gloucester can never know what I was doing here. You must not tell the truth about how or where you got this letter. Don't tell anyone I was involved.
Ладно,
Do you really think the bishop will help?
Tell him you found the letter by coincidence.
And if he does not believe me, what then?
He will believe you. The question is, will he really try to stop the Earl of Shiring? I will ride to St. John's and tell your monks you will stay in Kingsbridge until the election.
What if the Earl of Shiring finds out what I'm doing? What if the bishop tells him?
Philip, calm down. He is your bishop.
I'm a simple monk. Who am I to talk to a bishop?
Ага. Ну чё, первую главу прошли. Думаю, у нас сегодня будет пока на этом все. Сейчас посмотрим заставочки. Здесь сохранить нельзя. Что за бред? Ну все, заканчиваем. До следующего раза. Всем пока.